speak some Mandarin. I took a lot of French, don't speak much now. Some Spanish, and mostly, some of the King's English and some of God's Ebonics.
What is King's English and God's Ebonics?
Yeah.
Explain some of that.
Man, the King's English, man, that's what's handed down from the king, man, King of England, and, speaking this Phoenician language of England, English, right? Meaning, just speaking in proper terms. I can enunciate and I got that vernacular. I mean, that big guy energy, that's that God's, you understand me, where you create your own language because every level of consciousness comes with a new language. I've always been that type of person to where I never believed in the concept of it's not a word. Everything is a word if you use it and you have a definition behind it and an intent that you're expressing.
That's dope. That frees me up because I use words. I be coming up with stuff all the time. It seemed like it fit right there.
But if you go look up most words, sometimes it was just because Shakespeare used it, right? Or some aristocrat used it and they wrote that down. That's a new word. They put it in the book and they'll show you the origins. It was first used by some random white guy. That's essentially what the description is. So I'm like, well, if that's the description and that's the criteria for creating language, how come we can't create our own language?
Yo, that's real because there's certain words, let's say twerk, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when it was a word, but it's recent.
Right, yeah.
That really gave me some entrepreneurial gems though, because some of us are like really worried about, well, it hasn't been done before or we shouldn't do it this way.
It's to me, I just look at blueprints to success. You understand me? It's like these folks created institutions. That's how they got in power. We need to create institutions. That's how we get in power. They created language. That's how they control the way people think. We create language, control the way we think. They created the calendars, the time systems, the Gregorian and the Julian calendar. They controlled and got the world on a one world system. So now that's literally their time. That they got people in increments of 60 seconds, 60 minutes. You understand me? A 12-month calendar telling you we need you to work in these increments of time for us. Need you to be here at 9 to 5, which is literally controlling your time. So how do you control your world? Well, do the things that the masters did. That's how you become a master.
So did you have this realization when you quit Prada?
I didn't quit. I fired him.
When you fired Prada?
Yeah. Well, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was doing the anniversary of the Million Man March at the time.
What year is this?
This was, I want to say 2015. Was it 2015? Something like that.
Y'all know, y'all was there? You was there? 2015.
So I remember playing it and blasting it in. I always spoke the way I spoke, even when I was at the job. You understand me? I remember the manager at the job was telling me how he listened to Rush Limbaugh. And I was like, well, I listen to Minister Farrakhan. And he was like, maybe we should have political conversations. I said, that'd be right for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I realized that the way you go in, that's how you maintain your integrity. A lot of people go in there with their head down. You got to keep your head down because one day you come with your head up, they say you switching. Are you doing too much? So I went in there high power. But what was your question?
The transition leaving your job.
So the transition leaving the job was, anyway, at the 10/10 anniversary, I remember the call. And it was, it was he needed 10,000 soldiers, 10,000 fearless. You understand me? He talks about doing for self, and that's something I always push. But it's like, am I a hypocrite? Because even though I got what's considered to be a good job, I'm still working for the white man. So how can I consider myself to be a black god? And I know for a fact that if I can do this amount for them, I know I can do that amount for myself. Mm-hmm. You understand me? So I just decided that, and I was the type of person, I kept them on eggshells. I was letting them know I was going to fire them any day now. You understand me?
So you was like, you always been like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I worked around an industry of people who are completely 1,000% opposite than me. So I had to go in there in order for me to be comfortable is create my environment, which requires me to make other people uncomfortable.
And then it makes it hard to fire somebody that make all the sales too. So
that's exactly what it was about.
They can't talk to you crazy.
So they had a very rigorous process of hiring people, and it was hard a process of them firing people. So once I understand the net of value, you understand me, is that what happens when you fire this person, right? Because some people are easier replaceable than others,
Thanks.
right? But I understood my value and I always created barriers, You understand me? Between them and them closing the gap of my value. Like I'm the only one to talk to this client, that client, that client, that client, whatever it may be. So therefore, they know that, well, if we get rid of him, that's going to decrease our sales. You're already not making your sales go. You understand me? So you definitely, you going to fire me because, you know what I mean, I walk in here with a certain type of energy. You understand me? Or, I might be late 10 times.
But what made you leave? Like, what was that moment?
It was really a jump off the cliff moment. You understand me? Like Steve Harvey talks about. And at the time, to be honest, I wasn't prepared financially to even do it. But it was just one day I got dissatisfied, and they say 100% dissatisfaction brings about a change. And I said, man, if I can't be myself, I can't go take the opportunities that I want to take beyond the borders of this workspace, I need to fire them. And I remember Mr. Fab, at the time I was hustling the clothes, right? But I didn't have a storefront. But I put some of my bro, Mr. Fab, he's a rapper out in Oakland. You understand me? A legend. And he had wore one of my shirts, said Assalamu Alaikum on the front. He wore it in a video. I believe it was after the shooting of Castile. I don't want to say the name wrong. But it was after the shooting, the brother got shot 10 times. And he had made a song called 10 Shots. And it was on XXL magazine and all of the different platforms. And some of the ox out in Kansas City was like, man, I didn't know you had Muslim gear, things of that nature. So they had ended up flying in town. And it was like, nah, I want to buy everything. Like they wanted to spend a couple of $1,000s worth and just, buy a bunch of inventory. And Fab was like, man, I ain't got enough to supply them. Can you pull up? I happened to be off that day. You understand me? So I grabbed everything, skirted over there, pulled up, and lo and behold, they bought everything. And that brother, man, he really supported me a lot throughout that journey. He ended up buying thousands of dollars and even investing into the business, And I remember just thinking like, man, if I was at work, I could never take the opportunities that would allow me to fire the job and go chase the dream. You understand me? So I could not justify being there, and an opportunity had happened where, well, I'm calling it an opportunity. I had gotten into a fight. I'm outside.
At the job?
Nah, not at the job. Oh. I'm wearing my suit. I'm at Oakland. I'm sitting outside this, it's like a lounge area. It's like in the street on Telegraph, and somebody was bothering me. They told me to move out of seat. So I looked at him like, man, you gotta be wilding. You know what I'm talking about? So I said, brother, just chill out. I said it just like that, because that's how I usually am. I'm calm in situations. I'm not, overly rowdy. So he proceeds to get up, you understand me? And that's when I proceed to utilize my hands in a manner that he ain't like. You know what I'm talking about? And so, lo and behold, that was a situation where when I got to the car, I realized I had blood on me. So I'm thinking that's natural because I handle my business. But I realized that I was bleeding a little bit too. You see the scar right here? You understand me?
Yeah.
I had broke my thumb. So I ended up having to go to the hospital, and that allowed me to get a couple of months off of work. I milked it, you know what I'm saying? Because I realized that they pay you for being off work. I didn't know that they did that. So they paid me part of my commission and my hourly. So I was like, why would I go back right now?
Right.
But during that time, it gave me the feeling of freedom again. Because I was working that job for a few years. You understand me? So once I got that and I'm able to go hustle and sell, I said, I can never go back to that damn workplace.
Man,
again.
So if you'd have never gotten that fight, you think you might still be in corporate? You never know.
Nah.
You never know.
Mm-mm.